Okay, I'm just quickly jumping on before I start work because Romantasyathon starts today and I am so excited for the week ahead. Well, 8 days I think it actually goes for. I am starting off by A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager. This book has been on my TBR for quite a while. A lot of people have talked about it. Sorry, I cannot hold the camera still. A lot of people have been talking about it, so I'm really excited to see what all the hype is about and see what the story is about, because I don't really know too much about it either, which is how I like going into books. And yeah, I am working till about 1 o'clock today, and then I have to go to my partner's because he has a surprise. It's our anniversary weekend. Our anniversary is on Tuesday, so he's got a surprise for me today. So I don't know how much reading I'll actually be doing today, but that's okay. And yeah, we'll see how it all goes, and I will take you along my week with me. So here's hoping it goes well. So it is Monday morning and it is technically day 3 of the Romantasyathon, and I have not done much reading so far, like over the weekend. I am still on my first book and I am on page 29. So I've read 29 pages over 2 days. That is not great, but that's because I had my anniversary weekend with my partner, so obviously all my focus was on that. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I can't do what you're planning because I need to read. So I am just gonna be dedicating this next couple of days to reading. I do want to work out how many pages I need to read each day to finish my books. And then the other thing I realised, I thought I had an extra week before my book club meets, but no, that meets on Saturday. So I need to read my book club read, which is okay because the book is Quicksilver, so it is a romantasy. I just need to work out which book I'm changing it for so that I can add that one in and then just sub out one of the other 6 that I had planned, and then if I get to them, amazing, and I can just use it for another bonus prompt. But yeah, I do actually need to read that book, so I think as a minimum I want to read A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager, The Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco, and Quicksilver by Carly Hart as my 3 minimum books. Oh, that doesn't cover the second book. Okay, I'll see. I might have to change my prompts just to take the pressure off because Quicksilver is quite a big book. But anyway, I'm going to work out how many pages I need to read a day because I feel like that is a helpful target for me. I like knowing, you know, what my daily count is, and then if I go over it, amazing. If I don't make it, then I know the next day that I need to catch up. And I think I'll be able to get a lot of reading done today, and as well as tomorrow. I have to take someone to some appointments tomorrow, so while I'm waiting for them, I can sit there and read, which is amazing. So yes, I am going to work all that out and then get back to you. I'm just enjoying my coffee. I've prepped all the food for today, so that's all done. So I'm just having this, and then I need to get going and maybe read a little bit. We'll see. I just worked it out. So if I want to read all 7 books, I have to read 618 pages a day for the next 6 days. Let's be honest, that's probably unrealistic. I'm not going to be able to get a full book in each day. I didn't realise how big the Claire Sager books are because I don't have the physical copies of them. I'm reading them digitally. One of them is 710 pages, like the second book in the series. And the first one is 600. I didn't realise how big they were. So I think that might change up how I'm planning on reading this. Like, I know I've started that book and I'm really into it, but I think I might read Quicksilver now and get that one done and then read the Kingdom of the Wicked series and come back to these as a last one, or use these at night when I want to be reading on my Kindle, because the other ones I all have physical copies. Because yeah, I didn't realize, especially the second book, how big that is. So I think by just taking that stress off, and if I start them and don't finish them, then that's fine. I still have, like, I like to finish all my books within the month, just because I don't like to roll things over too much. Just because I didn't realize that there wasn't another weekend in the month, that this was actually the last weekend of this month, because February being shorter, that book club's this week, not next week. So anyway, I am going to start Quicksilver today. Yeah, that's going to be my plan. All right, I'll touch back in with you later. Okay, hello. Sorry you've got partial driving steering wheel in your view, but I'm quickly getting ready in the car because I am looking after a elderly woman at the moment, and in order to beat all the school traffic and everything, I left early, and that meant I hadn't like done my makeup or anything like that. So I'm just going to quickly do my makeup now while I chat, because it's been a couple of days since I've actually updated, so I'm doing a really shitty job at vlogging this, but I apologise. Where did I put my... Okay, I'm sorry. Just trying to find my eyeshadow. So yes, it's been a few days since I've updated. I have been reading Quicksilver, and I am now on chapter 35, so I am almost done. I definitely want to finish it today. I honestly thought I'd finish it yesterday, but I was exhausted, so I didn't end up finishing it. What sort of colouring do I want to do? I might do that for the crease. Yeah, so I ended up just going to sleep. Like, it was still midnight or so when I was finishing up reading, but I was wanting to get a little bit further in. And really, I haven't read a lot. Like, I had 6 books planned for this readathon, and yes, it was definitely impacted by the fact that I didn't read at all for the first 2 days, so the weekend. That definitely had a massive impact on how much I've read, but I still would have thought I would have finished at least a book or 2 by now, given that it's Thursday. But I haven't. So, yeah. It's not that I'm disappointed with myself. Like, I don't want to put that pressure on my reading, but I still like to achieve my challenges. But I've just been in such a slow reading period. Like, it seems to be taking me a lot longer to get through books, and I don't know if that's just because I'm reading not really more complex books, but they definitely take a little bit more thought at the moment, or if they're just that slightly bigger, so they're taking me longer. Like, I'm not giving myself the amount of time that they actually need. And I keep treating them like they're a 300-page book, but a lot of them are in the 600 sort of page figure. So really I should be allowing double the time, but I'm sort of not. I'm still estimating that everything's going to take 2 days. And then also I think I am reading a lot more of them as immersive reading, which definitely does take longer. I have definitely noticed that a lot, because you can only speed up the audio so much before it's just so distorted, I cannot speak, that you can't listen to it. So the speed of which, for like Quicksilver, if I'm listening to that on Spotify, I have it at 1.4 speed, but I think my reading is about 1.6, 1.7. So I'm definitely missing out there when I try and do immersive reading. So I've sort of been going back and forth of immersive reading and just reading Quicksilver. It's been nice to get the pronunciations and everything in my head from the immersive reading, because I struggle with that. And then also having the speed of just normal reading as well. Like sometimes I feel like if I chop and change, then I lose the flow of the book, but that hasn't happened. And then for an update on Quicksilver, I'm really enjoying it. I don't think I love it as much as what other people have loved it, and I think that's a little bit because everyone was hyping it up so much that it just had nowhere for my expectations to go. Like they were so high that I honestly don't think any book could stack up to that. Like that's one thing I hate about reading really popular books while they're popular, is then people just hype them up so much that a book can never possibly live up to those standards. So at the moment, really enjoying it. Like it's a solid 4.5, really enjoying it. I don't know what's stopping it from being a 5, really. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the other book I am also reading is A Kiss of Iron. Again, a book I definitely underestimated how long it would take me, because I didn't realize how freaking big the book was. I did not realize it was a 600-page book. For some reason, I had it in my head that it was a 300-page book. So I don't think I'll be getting through all 3 of those books in this week. I think that is highly unlikely. So currently, I don't know whether or not I should change one of my prompts to just be read the first book in a series, because my prompt I wanted to choose was technically read the second book in a series. So it's just going to depend on whether or not, don't judge me for how I do my makeup, by the way. It'll just depend on whether or not I can get through A Kingdom of the Wicked as well as the sequel for that. But those books are definitely a lot quicker, and I'm pretty sure they are technically YA, so they should also read a lot faster too. That's what I'm hoping, at least. So as soon as I'm done with Quicksilver today, I will be picking up A Kingdom of the Wicked and starting to read that, which is exciting. I'm really enjoying A Touch of Iron, though, don't get me wrong, really enjoying that. I'm just, because it's on my Kindle and I need to read Quicksilver, I'm only really picking that up when I'm reading at night, so I haven't really gotten too fully invested in it yet. Oh, I forgot to do that bit. That's why I forgot to do mascara, because it was in my lap. Yeah, so once I've done with Quicksilver and I've got my book club book out of the way, then I will read that one a lot more too. So looking forward to that. But also, Kingdom of the Wicked has been on my TBR list for such a long time. So I am definitely excited to pick that book up. So yes. Anyway, okay. I just thought I'd update you while I was doing my makeup, but I'm now sort of done. So I'm going to go back to reading. I got here so early. I'm like, I've still got half an hour before I actually need to go in. So I'm going to read for half an hour in the car. Because why not? Okay, sorry for the slightly awkward angle, but I'm literally sitting in my car to do this update. So I have finished Quicksilver. I finished it yesterday before book club. I ended up having to like listen to the audiobook while doing my cardio session just to finish it all up. And I don't know how I'm feeling about it. It's so hyped at the moment, and I think that's a part of the fact that I'm not liking about it, is just because there's so much hype about it. I then really struggled to enjoy it as much as I could have, and that's a problem that I generally find when I'm reading a lot of books that are popular at the moment, is because they're so hyped, then they just struggle to live up to that expectation and the hype in my head. My other thing was, there's a scene towards the end, and I wish that's where the book cut. I wish that sort of left on that cliffhanger and it didn't go further, because then it just, after that, felt completely rushed to finish everything up and sort of get to where the author wanted to finish it. So like the last 3 chapters, so much sort of happened. Like it was all just crammed into a small amount, whereas the rest of the book, the pacing of it was a little bit slower and sort of some bits did get repetitive. So yeah, I don't know. At the moment I'm leaning to like a low 4. I don't think it's a 3.5. I still think it's better than a 3.5, and I don't do quarters. So I think I'm leaning just to a 4-star. But in saying that, I was so disappointed because I was preparing for it to be like a 4.5, 5-star read, because that's what everyone's been making it out to be. But I am definitely still going to pick up the second book, because I think it might also be the case of like a Iron Flame sort of deal. Like I just wish it went through a bit more fine tuning of editing, and then the next one's going to be better. So I'm hoping that's the case, that the Song of Ballads, and I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but it's coming out in November, I think. So I'm hoping that one is just more what I'm after. And now I have picked up A Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. I'm actually almost done. I am on page 252. This book is so easy to read. I'm absolutely flying through it. This is technically a book club pick for next month as well, and I know other people in my book club have really struggled with it, but I really enjoy Kerri's writing, so I'm sort of trying to work out what they're struggling with so much. Like, they're making comments, I'm like, yeah, but I don't see it. So I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the storyline. It is definitely a YA book. It is on the simpler side, I guess. So for those aspects, I can kind of understand some issues. And it's a little bit of a, you've just met this person, yet you're following them around and doing everything they say sort of situation. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not looking too hard at a plot and the storyline. Like, yes, that is all very simple, but on pure enjoyment value, I'm enjoying reading it. I'm finding it such an easy, fast-paced read, and I'm looking forward to getting through it. So for those of you that don't know, this is about twin witches where one of them is killed I was just making sure it said it on the back. I didn't want to make that as a spoiler and be like, oh, sugar. But yes, one of them is killed, and then the other one is seeking vengeance, and then is working with one of the princes of hell to try and find the killer. And so it's a bit like you've been told this person is bad and you shouldn't even talk to them your entire life, and yet you're now spending all your time with them. So yeah, that's a little bit of a would you? But anyway, I'm enjoying it. I want to finish it today. Today's the last day of the readathon. I haven't done as well as I thought. I've done terribly. E.g., this is my second book, so I need to at least finish this one, and then I'll put together what my entire collection is. Clearly I'm not getting to a sequel, so I'm going to have to change that prompt to the first in a series. I don't think any of the others could fit from memory. I'd have to go back and look, and I will insert everything that comes up with it. But you know what? 2 books in a week, that's not too bad. That's still in line with what I normally read. And this month has definitely been a pretty bad reading month. I haven't spent as much time reading. So to still get 2 books done this week, that's pretty good. And then hopefully next month when I do Romantasyathon is even better. Here's hoping. Because then the next month after that, in April, is the spring equinox for Aurelium. And so I want to read all of those books as well. So the next 3 months of reading is going to be massive. We'll see how we go. But anyway, I'm excited to finish this one off. I have half an hour before I need to get to work. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. Stay tuned. Okay, I am just doing a quick little wrap up for Romantasy readathon. I definitely didn't do as well as what I was originally hoping. I only ended up finishing the 2 books for this. However, it did still mean I could make all the prompts work. I did have to change one of them around just because I didn't read a sequel, but I still covered everything. So it wasn't a failure by any means. I didn't do as well as what I would have liked. But that is okay. I enjoyed the books I read. So I read Quicksilver by Kelly Hart as my first book, and then I also finished Kingdom of the Wicked. It's kind of a complete mental blank there, by Kerri Maniscalco. I've already gone over my thoughts of Quicksilver, and that's still pretty much how I'm feeling. And then Kingdom of the Wicked, I really enjoyed. It was a very easy, simple read. So, you know, it's a YA book. It's always going to be a little bit more on the simpler side. However, in the last maybe 4 chapters, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt if I was a bit distracted, so some things weren't quite clear, / they just weren't how I was envisioning this book wrapping up. So that was a little bit weird. I had to reread a few bits just to make sure I was understanding what was happening, just because it seemed a little off, but I don't know. Either way, I still really enjoyed it. For that one, I'm giving it a 4-star. I did enjoy it more than Quicksilver. Quicksilver, I said that it was a low 4-star, whereas this one is a higher 4-star read, but it's not a 4.5, is my view of it. So they're both 4-star reads, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that and happy with how that went. So let's just cover off the prompts that I chose. So for what to wear, I chose a black cover, and I'm going to insert a picture of my dress here. I did choose one that Tori had put up on there. I didn't go outside of that, but it was a really cute faye looking dress, as you can see. But that's what I chose. And then for my background, I chose a book with Faye. Oh, so for black cover, that I used Kingdom of the Wicked for that prompt. The next book is my background, and I went with the prompt A Book with Faye. For this one, I'm using Quicksilver, so that's my Faye book. Then it's a weapon. So for this one, I chose the New to You author, and I'm using Quicksilver for this because I hadn't read anything by Kelly Hart before. And for this one, for the weapon, I get a enchanted ring that allows you to disappear and grants invisibility. So it's pretty cool. And then trope with your date, I chose an enemies to lovers book. So that's my trope. And then who I'm bringing. Now this is the one that I had to change because I originally wanted to do sequel book. And you know what, I'm not that upset about not choosing it. So the one I've chosen is a backlist book because Kingdom of the Wicked has been on my backlist for quite a long time. So for this, the person I'm bringing is a brown-haired person, very sweet and endearing, can charm anyone but only has eyes for you. Their gaze makes your skin feel on fire. So that's pretty cool. For that one, I could have actually also used first in the series, but that's the prompt that I went with. And then it turns out that I actually fulfilled all of the bonus prompts because Quicksilver is a one-word title. I was doing immersive reading for Quicksilver, so I was listening to the audiobook while reading it as well, which is another prompt. And then both books are heavily present on social media, so I've seen them on socials. And then both books were highly anticipated books for me, so I technically completed all the bonus prompts as well with my 2 books. I just wish I read more than 2 books. But all in all, I had a lot of fun. I still read over 1,000 pages. I think I'll put in how many pages I actually read here. And I had fun. That's all I'm going to say about it. I hope this vlog was okay. I am slowly getting better and better at them, hopefully. And I plan on doing vlogs for all of Romantasyathon. So hopefully by then, that's another 4 vlogs under my belt and I will be slowly improving. If there's anything else you want to see from me, please let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you all next time. Bye!